Hello world, I want to welcome you once again. This is the History Makers Training with Dr. Sunday Adelaja, April 2019. The theme of this training is how to build systems for national transformation. We've already had 2 sessions today, and this is the 3rd session, and Dr. Sunday will be continuing on the subject he started this morning. So if you're just joining us, I want to say a very warm welcome to you. As you join, please share this video on your timeline, share it to your groups, and also share it to your friends. Quickly, I have some books I want to show to you. These are old books that Dr. Sunday
you can't find on Amazon.
You won't find them. Yeah, you won't find them on Amazon. The first is The Wilderness in Your Life. The Wilderness in Your Life. And I would like to know what this book is about. The Wilderness in Your Life. But here I can see it talks about what is wilderness, what needs to be done in the wilderness, and how
during the time of wilderness.
Yeah, during the time of wilderness, and how do you come out of it victorious. Well, these books I will be announcing, you can only get them by writing to us at dsasbooks@gmail.com. The next one is Victorious Despite the Devil. Victorious Despite the Devil. This is another book that you could get. This is Life and Death in the Power of the Tongue. Life and Death in the Power of the Tongue. This is another old classic of Dr. Sunday. You won't find them on the internet.
No, you can find that, but for $600 on Amazon.
Wow. And
We saw another one for $800, and Pastor Derek was wondering, is that the price? Is that in dollars? I said, yeah, because there are very few, maybe just 1 or 2. So people are exploiting them. People who had them, put them on the internet, reselling them for $800. That would be $600.
Well, obviously you can.
But here you can get it for $10 or $5.
You definitely can get that. $10. So the next one I want to talk about is the restorers of the earth. The restorers of the earth. Then the next book here is Spearheading National Transformation. Spearheading a National Transformation. All right, and the 2 new books that we'll be going through during the training. That is, thank you, How to Find Money for Your Dream. How to Find Money for Your Dream, and Process is the New Result. Process is the new result. The 3rd one is the book on systems. You see it right now on your screen. System building. The key to.
And you need to prepare the 4th one too. We have the cover, right. We have the cover for that, but it's about to publish, so we need to put it on there.
All right, okay, we'll do that. So this is the book. You can see it right there. System building, the key to resolving every problem and attaining every goal. You could get all of these books. These latest books for free on Amazon Kindle Unlimited. You could order also on Amazon. You could order on Okada Books. Or you could write to our office at dsasbooks@gmail.com, or you could contact Chioma. She is in Nigeria if you need the hard copy in Nigeria. And also, like I announced earlier this morning, that we're having the HMT book promo, where you can get Dr. Sunday's books, the hard copy, at a discounted price. For you to maximize this opportunity, please write to us at dsasbooks@gmail.com, dsasbooks@gmail.com, and we're going to have our correspondence with you on that. All right, so thank you so much. If you're just joining, this is History Makers Training with Dr. Sunday Adelaja, April 2019. We're continuing. Pastor Sunday started this morning on the subject, the key to resolving every problem and attaining every goal. And also we had Pastor Dimitri, who taught us how rehabilitation centers are created through systems. It was a wonderful time. If you missed any of these teachings, you can go back to Dr. Sunday's YouTube channel. That is Dr. Sunday Adelaja on YouTube. You could subscribe and click the bell to get notification. And also on Facebook, if you've not liked Dr. Sunday's page, which is Dr. Sunday Adelaja, his public page, you could like and also subscribe for notification for you to know when we come out live, and so for you to follow what is happening during the agency. All right, so at this point, we are ready here in the studio, and Dr. Sunday is right here, ready to launch in. Good evening, Dr. Sunday.
Good evening, sir. How are you doing today, my brother?
Well, I'm having the time of my life.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that's a new one. You are?
Yeah. I mean, I waited for this. I went into solitude for this, so it's...
And in anticipation.
In anticipation. I prepared for it.
Even though you have read the book.
Yeah.
But you still went to prepare to get the maximum.
Yes.
Yeah, that's why I will need your help sometimes to... Yeah. Well, thank you so much. I got 2 letters between the first class we did and now, so that I would like to share with you. You know, I gave out that challenge that Nigerian government shouldn't be rejoicing that they are building roads, that it's not their engineers building it. And they shouldn't be rejoicing that they are building railways, that it's not their people building it. And not even just they are not building it, but we didn't create the coaches. We didn't create the automobile. We didn't create the machines that are doing those things. And we are saying we are making progress. We are not making progress. So as a result of that, somebody got in touch with me. And I'm throwing out the challenge again. I'm looking for people who think they are ready. You know, there are some things I have not preached before. And I don't know when I will ever preach them. I have to do it like a training like this, because I need the best minds to be able to sit down and even understand what I'm talking about. No matter how good I am to make tough things simple, but these are scientific stuff. And they are the greatest creative ideas to explore and to be able to make Africa and any country the greatest countries in the world. So, especially in productivity, in production. But the only people I can talk to about this are people who are already on ground, especially scientists. They involve science. So I want to have a meeting one day of the best scientific minds. I need maybe 100 of them. People who they have to be in the area of research institutions or research, some kind of research. They have to be specialists in biological research, chemical research, in chemistry, biochemistry, microbiology, physics, mathematics. They have to be not just teachers, people who just talk about it. They have to be people who are in the laboratories and people who are really working. Then I'll be ready to talk about these things. But today, because of what I mentioned about exploring and being the people to do it, look at this letter that I got. Dear Pastor, I contacted you about the possibility of working with you on our dream to bring true technological development to Nigeria. So this guy has a burden and a passion for exactly what I'm talking about. He lives in England or somewhere, I think in England, but he's in the area of technology. And he couldn't find himself. He couldn't find a place for himself in Nigeria. Nobody seems to be interested. So now he's saying he just thought he had been looking in the wrong places all this while he's been trying to get the government to listen to him, to try to get some things done. Now I got the right place. So I have seen many of your programs already, and I feel you are on the right path, which is the same as the route I'm thinking about. And I've just discovered you online. This discovery made me feel I have not been looking at the right place for a long time. Because people think it's the government they need. But me, I'm not going to wait for Nigerian government though. I think we need to take our own country back. We, the citizens, we need to just take responsibility for that country and do what we need to do. Forget about God. If they want, let them join. If they don't want, we'll do what we need to do. So I think that's what this guy got. So who is he? I am a design and development engineer. Exactly what we need. I have attached a copy of my CV with this email. I work with most of the automobile businesses and feel the need to use my skills for the benefit of my people. I have developed many cars. So if he had developed cars, we could actually use him and people like him and gather other people like that. It's not, it's kind of, for me, in my thinking, it is old school to build cars, to be developing cars. We should now think about how to develop shuttles, or what do you call those things? Things that will take people to the space, to the moon. And those are the things we should be thinking about right now. We should be thinking about designing not just cars, but automobile, what do you call it? Train, what do you call it?
Bullet trains?
Yeah, bullet trains and things like that. That's what we should be thinking about. We should be thinking about things complex, a little bit more complex stuff, of that is the kind of thing, to be talking about, we are going to be doing car, that's what Japan was doing in the 40s, in the 50s, and, forget, let's go ahead, let's start ahead. So people like this, we could, for example, sit him down, get him a team, and say, okay, we are not going to be buying our next railroads that we are going to be building. We are not going to be buying locomotive anymore from anywhere. We are not going to be importing locomotive to this country again. We will be producing our own locomotives. Let's start with that. And we'll be producing our own rails. Then we should never even be buying the planes again. Do you know that this country, Ukraine, produces planes? In fact, they have produced the largest cargo plane in the world. This Ukraine, they are the producer of the largest cargo plane in the world. If Ukraine can produce, I have a friend of my friend here in Ukraine, a Ukrainian, who produces planes. He said it's even easier to produce planes than cars. That's what he told me. And I went to the place where they produce the planes, very modest, not even complex. And I'm saying, my God, and my people are sitting down there in darkness. We have to fix it. So we should be talking like this. And not just talk it, but get people, sit them down, and get them to do it. So this kind of guy makes me happy. Because he's thinking the right way. And we are going to get him. People are saying, oh, but where will you get the money from? But I just wrote a book, how to find money for your dream. Money is never an issue. Money is never an issue. You have to have the dream first, the vision. And then money will come afterwards. So I have developed many cars with these automotive companies. And I see no reason why we cannot make our cars. He got it wrong. We can make our cars. He got it right, sorry. We can make our cars, our trucks. Do you know that tractors? This is so sad what I'm about to say, and it gets me emotional. You know cutlass? And hoe? Mm-hmm. You know the last time they used them in Europe? It was about 1,000 years ago. They don't know what cutlass is. Oh. When was the last time you saw cutlass in Europe where people going to farm? I put it here on the shoulder and I go to farm. Eh?
Oh, yeah, schools.
In Nigerian schools? Teach the use of cutlass at home. Agricultural tools. They still teach cutlass.
How give it on the streets?
1,000 years ago. So I was thinking that one of my projects that I was having is to buy 1,000 tractors for every local government, for every, maybe not local government, but for every geopolitical zone. Yeah, every region in Nigeria. But then I'm thinking, I would not like to, maybe we can start with that, but I would not like to buy. Let's get people like this. We have to create our own tractors. Do you know that in this country, it is so elementary to produce tractors that farmers themselves produce their own tractors? My whole country cannot do it. I mean, how will you say I shouldn't be heartbroken? We should not, which is a shame and a heartbroken thing for me to be seeing in 21st century, somebody in my country carrying cutlass and all. When everybody could be taught, secondary school students could be taught to produce tractors and excavator, what do you call it? The long, we call them caterpillar in Nigeria. The excavators, or what do you call them? The long ones, not just small tractors, but the ones you use to dig. Cranes, but not just the cranes, huh? Yeah, combined too, and cranes, and all the complex kind of form of tractors. We can do them. Yes. From secondary school, people should be taught to do these kind of things. Talk less of university, and we are graduating them in thousands, and they don't. I feel like closing down those schools. The fact that you graduate, the proof that you graduate must be what you have produced. If you are not producing anything, prove to me that you deserve to graduate. You don't deserve to graduate from school if you are an engineer, if you are without producing anything. What are you graduating? Because they want to graduate them to look for a job. That is the world system, Uncle Sam's system of education that we have inherited. Not the system of education that will make you to be a producer, a maker of things, a creator. But you become a graduate to go look for a job. That's a slave system. And that's the education we have inherited. Anyway, I'm going to turn this HMT to Nigeria top subject again. Forgive me. Norwegians, when you hear me say this thing, are you understanding a little bit, please? Just understand my passion. Yes. And, I have Zimbabweans, I don't have problem with you because we have the same problem. I know everything I'm saying about Nigeria applies to you, South Africa, and all other people. You have something to say? Yeah. Okay, please. Are you sure? Is it on? Yes. Okay, good.
When my husband and I moved back to Nigeria in 1987, he had this business idea. He can work in any tractor. If it's pieces, my husband can build it.
Wow.
So he was working with Finland's auto supply in Cotton Knife then. So he said, he wants us to go to Nigeria and be building engines. So he called his uncle, one of the top guy then. So when we got to Nigeria, the man said, oh, this is a very good business, we have factories and you will be managing it. And it wasn't my husband's idea. He wanted to do it, but he didn't have the money. That was how the whole thing died.
Wow.
I concur with you, Dr. Sunday, because, like, for instance, you are saying, whatever that you're saying, you're saying mentioning Nigeria, but it applies, across Africa. And whatever that you say, it touches me greatly, because, in our school, high school in South Africa, where, what I do, each time you say anything, I feel like I want to turn around, that school, which is CAPS, syllabus, and turn it to something that children will produce. And I'm sitting here, I'm like, wow, my eyes big as they are, but I'm opening them wide and wide and wide, because I want to do what you are, I'm in.
Have they changed your Minister of Education? The lady, the woman that was there?
No, she's still there.
But people don't
Angie.
like her.
Yeah, but politics in South Africa.
But you know what? She was quoting me. I said, how did she know my words? She was saying, somebody sent it to me where she was talking video.
Okay.
And she said, as Dr. Sonda Dilaja in Ukraine says, and she was using my quote in her speech.
Yeah.
How did she get to know about my videos?
Yeah, we know about you there, and we watch you because I'm here because I've been following you.
Okay.
And I said, and I'm happy that you have announced that this is your last HMT, and I'm like, wow, I'm in.
They were going to come to Africa after that.
Yeah.
So this man says we can actually build, and I don't care if the government is going to respond to this or they are not going to respond, but trust me, by the time I get to Nigeria, in the next 2-3 years, ask me, Pastor Sunday, you remember you spoke about building your own engineering, something with that man? Has something happened? Because I'm going to do it. I don't care. Let the government not do anything. Anything I say I'm going to do, all of you remind me, take me up on them. Go and find the videos. Like I use video to challenge other people. Come and challenge me with the word. Yes. Yes. Come and challenge me with the words that I'm speaking right now. That in the next 10 years after I get to Nigeria, if these things will not be working. And I don't care who is going to help, the government is going to help or they are not going to help, but we are going to do this thing. So I hope the brother is watching me, because we are going to set up, if you can edit, if you can say, I take responsibility, I know how to do this. We are going to build our own, we are going to have factories to build our own cars. We are going to have factories to build our own trucks. We are going to have factories to build our own trains. So somebody is rejoicing about trains that they got from China. I am heartbroken. I am heartbroken. It's breaking my own heart. Somebody is rejoicing because they did some renovation at the airport. Look at what they're talking about. Look at what they're talking about. No, look at what they're talking about. And you say I shouldn't be heartbroken? Well, we are going to build our own planes. We are going to build our own trains. And he said we can actually even build our own heavy moving machinery. That is what I was talking about. All the escalators or the something. Yes. And we can build our own aeroplanes and rockets. This guy got it. This guy got it. Thank God I spoke about it in the morning. But he had phoned me earlier before then, but I mentioned about it in the morning and he said he was watching it. So he wrote me after that, and you see, and we're on the same page. I'm looking for people like this. I know there are a lot of Nigerians, because he's been involved in this kind of automobile kind of thing. See where he has worked. He has worked with, in England, though, he's worked with, I don't know what Yazaki Europe is, but he's worked with Nissan Technologies Center. Nissan, is it Nissan? Yeah, Nissan Technology Center. Yeah. He's worked with Jaguar Land Rover, production of Jaguar Land Rover cars. He's worked with FT Associates Engineering. I don't know what that is. He's worked with RD Vehicle Systems. What is RD?
It's a brand.
Oh, okay. So he's worked with that RD. He's worked with Ford Motors Company and Dennis Eagle. Dennis Eagle is American. Okay. So he's worked with that. He's worked with Williams F1 Racing. He has engineer. He's worked with Kotak Associate.
Get him.
Yeah.
What?
You should get him.
Okay. We should get him?
Oh, yeah.
I think he's the guy we need. He's our guy. He's been the senior consultant for Jaguar and Land Rover Cars Limited, design and development. He's been FEV, Motor Entry. This is German. Okay, he's worked for German products for machine, heavy machine production. He's worked for Indian Tata Motors. He's worked for Cosworth Racing Limited. Cosworth?
Yeah.
Yeah, Racing. Okay. He's worked for Dyson Appliances Limited. He's worked for Cooper Standard Engineering. He's worked for Ricardo Consulting Company as a vehicle integration engineer. He's worked for Ultra Electronic aerospace companies as aerospace design engineer. He's worked for, oh my God, Whitley X400, X350, X200 and 212 15 programs with the Jaguar cars. He's worked for Aston Martin Lagonda Limited. Aston Martin, what was Aston Martin? It's a car?
James Bond's car.
Oh, Gaydon Engineering Center. He's worked with Nissan Technical Center Europe as Camfi Technology Park. He's worked with, again, as design engineer and analyst for Jaguar Cars Limited. He's worked with Lear Corporation. Lear is, okay. As he's worked for BE Aerospace.
Yeah,
British Aerospace. Yeah. So his work. Look, thank God we are talking about this. How will I get someone like that if not we are not talking on the internet? And we need as many people as this, and we are going to put them to work. And somebody like this will come from Nigeria, and the Nigerian government doesn't even care. Don't worry, we will not need them soon. It's work with Scropio Technical Limited, AutoCAD design engineer. It's work with Eltron Chromalux Limited. It's work with London Corrugated Cartons Limited. It's work with Chevron Gulf Oil Company Limited. It's worked with South Bank Televisor Galena Najmi. He's worked with South Bank University. Okay, he finished there. Yeah, okay. South Bank University, London, Willesden College of Technology, London, Yaba College of Technology. Those are the places he studied, I guess. And yeah, so I mean, the guy is he's loaded. He's prepared for this, and God brought you at the right time, because I'm going to leave Ukraine soon. And once we leave, we are going to begin to write a new story, a new history of our country. But someone like that is being prepared in system building by himself or through his training. But beyond that, if we want to catch up with the world and with Europe, we need to make system building, we need to popularize it. We need to make every school know, or at least science students in those schools, teach them how to know robotics, teach them how to build apps, teach them how to build startups, so that even if it is 1% of all of them that will perform, that 1% will elevate, because we are many too. So that 1% will be enough to catapult us forward to begin to come to a competitive place. But if we are just going to, the way Nigeria is working right now is by default. So if anybody will just shoot up by himself, boom, just by his hard work, or then okay, maybe he's lucky. We don't have systems. But what I'm saying is put a system in place to make everybody function, to discover the talents on Mars, and to do it intentionally. Not just by luck, somebody who just happens to do something. Anyway, thank God that even if the school system will not do it, we'll be doing retreats. We'll be using HMTs to train the people who want, like you now. And so what we are doing today is understanding systems. Right now, this class, we're going to talking about just the understanding, not the building yet. We're going to get to the building, but right now it's just the understanding systems. Damn, no problem. All right. See all those lines? That symbolizes systems. All those cross lines. Okay, here we go.
All right. Systems is what helps us to have a definite result.
Testo ne ubrala. Yajitibe pokazав начале убрат после systems. Но тиджи as she was this она приятно сталась. Sorry, that was supposed to be system. I told her to remove the S because it's a wrong English. Please.
All right, here we go. System is what helps us to have a definite result that is stable, predictable, and automatic.
This is important because this is the definition of system here. Why is system important? Why is it that we can use system to solve any problem and attain any goal? Because something that is very unique and very particular about system, what you must know, is that do we have candies there? Do we have some sweets and candies? So that if anybody wants to sleep, go grab some candies, okay? And do we have some coffee as well? Because I need them to be alive for this teaching. They must be, but at least they gave you time to rest, so you must be awake because you really need it. So system is what helps us. System is anything that works or functions in a way such that you have predictable results. And you don't just have those predictable results, but you have them stable, constant. Then you have them also in a way that it could be foretold, to foretell. You could foretell it, that what to expect. It's predictable and also is automatic, without your help or interference. So system is anything you could create to make sure that it will work by itself automatically. It will work in a way that you will be able to predict the result, and it will work without you being there to and run it. For example, this guy you saw now, that guy that came to teach you here.
Dimitri.
Yeah, Dimitri. So we graduate people like that every year through our system of rehabilitation that he was talking about, between 1,000 to 3,000 people. And I've never been to any one of them. But initially, I was there. I and Pastor Natasha, we set up the system, but now it's automatic. And it's producing predictable results. We know the kind of people that will come out. They will be on fire like him. They will be able to think like him because of the programs we have put in place. They will be national reformers like him. They will be revolutionaries like him. And they will be touching thousands like him. And yet we are not there. But we had paid the price though for that to be put in place initially. First of all, we knew, remember what we studied in the first part, we knew the laws and the principles that are needed to create such a system. So we knew the principles. Secondly, we paid the price to set the system in place. You remember we had spoken about that the only reason why they are failures is because you don't know the principles or the laws, or you have not paid the price to make, that is needed to set the system in place, to make the thing work. So, but we have done that. Now we have automatic results. Do you know that in Nigeria right now, the favorite scandal they are talking, or lies or rumors they are talking about is that I don't have a church anymore. That I've been kicked out of my church because I got 10 or 20 or 30 women pregnant. Huh? House arrest, yes. That's another one. Igwe, how can you know those things and you are still here? You mean you don't use this thing? You are using your head. You are not supposed to now. You are supposed to believe the Jews. I'm under house arrest and this and that. And the reason they come to that conclusion also is, apart from what is in the internet, but they also see for confirmation that I'm always on the Facebook. That is a big confirmation to that. That he's always on the Facebook here. If he's always on Facebook, of course he doesn't have a job. Does he have? How can it be on Facebook? Because to them, to even miss a service as a pastor, senior pastor, not to show up for Sunday service, then not just one Sunday, every Sunday is not going. That church is finished now. So because I am here, but they don't know systems, they don't understand systems. They don't know that in this same Kyiv, there are 40 churches that are, or 45 churches that are operating. Then in the Kyiv region here, there are over 60 of them. Then Ukraine, over 400 of them. So where will I go? It's good to set a system in place because the system will do the job for you. I've worked for, before I did that, I'd worked on the church for 20 years myself. I've used 20 years to set the system in place, and I've raised people. So we've set up a system, and what does a system do? A system will give you definite, certain, predictable results, stable results, automatically, without even your intervention. So the system that and the values that I've set in place, I don't go there, I don't do anything, but everything is working because the system has been set in place. You see, that's the same way we did with creating the 200 millionaires. I took my time and trained the core 10, reproduced 10 of them, showed them, then put the system in place. The order of things, the algorithm. From there, in the next 3 years, we produced 200 of them. And we're going to do that in Nigeria. We're going to show that it's easy to become a millionaire. And it's easy, cheap. We're going to, but right now I'm just, anyway, we're going to do what we need to do to make things work. So what I'm saying, that system is a great thing. System will help you to resolve any problem if you take the time to know the principles behind that system. When you discover the principles and the laws, then you have to pay the price, even if it's going to take you 20 years. And if it's going to take us 20 years, we're going to build our own military complex. If it's going to take us 20 years, we're going to build our own automobile and automotive and locomotive centers, where we're going to have our own, everything connected to engineering and everything. We're going to be producing our own anything motor. We're going to set the system in place. We are going to, if necessary, we are going to import experts that will teach our own people. And our own people will do it and learn to do the thing. So someone like this guy. We are going to fix, that's how to fix a nation. That's why these politicians, they are cheap because they want quick fix. They just want, because they have just 4 years and they want to win another election. So they just they are not thinking of creating, because it will take a long time to create your own people, experts. So anyway, systems. We need to have a system like that. System that will be building our roads automatically without using it as election campaign topics. But system that will get the roads always, even before you know. You don't even need to know that the road is spoiled. System that will maintain everything we have built. Those are systems. It is because of lack of system that we are saying we don't have maintenance culture. Look at the University of Ife. If you see the way it is now, it used to be one of the most beautiful universities in Ibadan. All these universities, I mean, they are depilated, or what do you call it? Dilapidated. No, they are still looking outward, but they had no maintenance. And these are students who are supposed to be studying there, who are supposed to maintain the country. They cannot even maintain. So that is all the lack of system. I'm telling you, the evil that lack of system is doing to our country is horrible. But system will assure, when you set the system in motion, it will assure you, it will guarantee you, it will help you to always have results. System deliver to you results and makes the result let you know what to expect at the end of the day. That's why I wrote the book, Life is Predictable. By the time you understand the way system works, you will know that everything is predictable. Life is not a mystery. Of course, that is if you have not been listening too much to people like Oyedepo. They will tell you everything is mystery, it's mysterious. And the only people who can unveil the mystery is them. Nonsense. When God has said that the things that are hidden, they belong to God, but the things that are open, that belong to us and our children. God has already given us all we need. Not to remain in darkness. Because mystery is darkness. But you, as a preacher of the gospel, you are still going to tell people everything is mystery. You put them back into darkness. For them to think that everything is mysterious. Instead of you for them to help them remove the blanket, the dark blanket. And let them know that no, it is possible. You can do it. Everything is open. You are telling them mysteries. Just for you to be able to connive them and put them in your slavery system. Pastor there wants to talk. Madam.
I said the system that will make the airports work.
Oh, airport. Yeah, that's the easiest one. We are talking about a system that will build it and maintain it and keep it in place. You see, these our politicians, you even think as if, did they go to school? Yeah, they go to school. They go speak good English. But they have not been taught how systems are created and maintained. They've just been taught to work, to look for jobs. That's what education has done for them. The kind of education they got is to go and get a job and get good salary. So to them, education is a form or a way of getting an employment and good salary and status in the society. It's not to create. They don't teach them how the world works, how the world is supposed to function, how the universe is composed and supposed to. They need to understand it. They need to have a holistic picture of life, of universe and how it's supposed to function. That is what God has helped me with. So when people who are pastors go into church and just do their own little thing and think that is the whole world, put themselves in that little world. It's sad. Same thing. They also are not educated because they also got education to get a job and to survive. Not to think, ask questions, query, discover the laws, and learn how to put that together. Use the laws to create system and function and maintain. And that is the essence of education. So, what is a system? What you must know about system is that systems guarantee. It's a whole complex entity that has been built by somebody, and thanks to that, construction, you can have a result, the desired result. Let's say a car, for example. A car is a system because in a car you have about how many thousand? 26,000 elements, bolts and things that are put together in a car. But apart from the elements that are put together, you also have structures. So you have different particles and structure put together. So, but when you buy a car, that you are going to be driving it and you have results. That is a system right there that somebody created to give you your desired result. And what is that your desired result? That the car will move and it will drive. You will drive yourself everywhere. That is a predictable result. And it's also it's a stable because every day, as long as you put your oil and it's not broken, you can drive. That is predictable. That is stable. That is, result that you want is automated. You don't need to go take it to the factory again to fix it, to put it together again. No, that is what a system is. You get it? And that is the way we are supposed to make a country to function too. That's the way we are supposed to make every aspect of life and a country to function. Everything is supposed to be working automatically because somebody has put them in place with system to control functionality. So, what is a system? A system is anything, an entity or a product or anything you want that is built to function to give you a definite result, to give something that you have been constructed to give you a particular result, but in a stable way, predictable manner, and automatically. So that is the definition of system. And if it's a system, it will be reproducing itself. Systems reproduce themselves. They don't need you to come and help them. For example, the reason why when morning comes, when the dawn of the day, is it the dawn? The morning comes. Sun comes as well. And when the evening comes, sun goes. That is a system. Because it's predictable, it is stable, and it is automatic. God is a God of system, even God himself. God functions in systems, and he creates in systems. Some of us, we don't even know how the system works, but we live in that system. God doesn't need to say, oh, I am in crisis. Sorry, the sun refused to come out. I forgot to switch it on. The angel that I commissioned to go and switch it on, he had another assignment. He didn't show up. That is Nigeria for you. That is not the kingdom of God. That is kingdom of Nigeria. Kingdom of Africa. God doesn't have that kind of crisis. And you remember what I told you earlier on? Everything that God does, what he has done like that, what he has created, is a suggestion to us. It's a model for us. A stereotype. Prototype for us. Is like the cars that we got the idea from horses from, like the planes that we got the idea from the birds from, So everything he has created. So when you rediscover systems like that, that is a suggestion to us. You too need to function like him. Create everything in system, like the sun. The morning comes, we have a bright day. The evening comes, it goes away so that you could sleep. And God does, it's just automatic. That's a system. Like somebody said today, in the Western world here, you have winter, then you have spring, then you have summer, then you have autumn, then you have winter again. No confusion. God did that. We human beings, same thing. We are products of systems. When you eat, you don't know what goes on, but a system has been put in you. That's why for people to say there is no God, they need to talk to me. Yes, sir. So when you eat, you don't know but that is a system there that will make sure the eating process delivers to you
system,
the digestive system, but I want to get to the part that it brings out the nutrients and the benefits of the best benefit of the food to you without even you doing anything. That is a system. And then the waste of it also has a system to let you release it and let it go without even you doing anything specially to do that. You see, That is supposed to be a suggestion for us of how to set up a sewage system. It is because of the way man sewage system works, that is the way the West has been able to invent sewage system. But in my country, Nigeria, there is no sewage system. Even if the ones who are rich and have sewage system, you have to be calling the man to come and pump it every 1 year or every something. You don't pump but when you have a system, that's not a system. If you need to pump it like that, that's not a system. Just like you, nobody is pumping you now. but in the West, nobody pumps anything again. No, the system is closed. The sewage system in the West, nobody pumps. You don't pump anything. It is a centralized system, and it is all coming from the digestive system. It's a sewage system of man. That is a suggestion for us to be able to create a national sewage system. But we don't have a national sewage system in Nigeria. Right now in Nigeria, we are in crisis. We are in trouble with sewage. Because most people, you think that people come and pump out the sewage. I lived in places where I know that people have sewages, but nobody comes to pump them. There's been that since I was born, nobody pumped anything. Let me tell you that one. And if they are not pumping it, there are diseases, there are poisons going on. But that is not even the most horrible thing. In Nigeria now, that's why I must go to Nigeria. And we must quickly put a plan in place to rebuild Nigeria. Because what is happening right now is that everybody wants to have their own local sewage, water system, sewage.
Yeah.
But then the tragedy is that also, because there is no water system, no people are now creating boreholes. So they don't know that the sewage that is going inside the water is the one they are pumping out to come and drink through boreholes. So before we realize it, soon everything will crisscross under the ground, and it will be massive epidemic. So before that happens, I must get to that country and talk to somebody and get some things going. Because we don't work by system. There should have been a different water system. There should have been a different sewage system that is where it's refined and it's clean and everything is but people are not thinking. People just want to get salary and get big cars and big houses. They are not thinking with their head. But in Europe, people are not thinking too. But the system has been created before they were born. They are just maintaining it in Europe here. But we had the colonization. They had, they just gave us the country the way we did. The Christian systems were never created. Something was put in place a little bit, but nobody has created systems for us. Either it's water system or sewage system, electricity system. The people don't know what system is. So we just have a little. We know there must be lights, there must be sewage, there must be waters, but we don't. Everybody just do what they can do. So we need to have a mind. We need to have people with the brain, with the thinking faculty to think about these things and now create everything. I'm going to have I think maybe after, when I finish with the basic teaching on systems and I enlighten you and you know how to build everything, then I'm going to show you practical examples of systems. So I'm going to use Nigeria as one of them. I'm going to show you the system that I have worked with my team. We have created to solve Nigeria's infrastructural problem. I'm going to show you that system. And I'm going to show you the one we have also worked on to make Nigerians live. Because I wrote a book, How Nigeria Economy Can Overtake American Economy, and people are laughing at me. They say I want to sell book. So I didn't write the next one. Because the next one, because they are not buying it. The next one is how Nigeria can overtake America in standard of living per capita. But since they don't want to read the book, they are not interested. I'm going to show you the strategy through system building. You see, I'm telling you again, system building or the skill to be ability to build system can resolve any problem. Just identify what you want. So we have been able to identify when we want to overtake America, not just as economy, but as standard of living. So I've created the system, it's already created. Make you not make noise now. Don't distract me. So the system is already created. And also, I'm going to show you a system of how our infrastructure and our nation can function through infrastructure as good as the infrastructure in Germany. At least not worse than that. Better than infrastructure in America. And we have already built that also. The system is created. And what, if you know something about system, is that the creation of system itself is 75% of the work. So we have done that. I've also created a system of taking Nigerians, because right now we're in crisis. We are not a country. We just have a name. Right now, 50% of Nigerians are illiterate. 100 million, we have 200 million almost. 100 million of them cannot even read and write, talk less of being literate. Even the ones that say they are literate, they don't get the kind of literate. Just to know how to read and write. But 50% don't even know how to read and write. So I have a system in place of in 1 year, how to make the whole of Nigeria literate. We have created that system also. So I don't even know how many I should show you before you go. I don't think we have enough time to be able to show you everything. So that's a system as well. But not just to make them literate, to read and write, but a system to make them really literate. To teach them the whole of Nigeria in 1 year, teach them how to be literate, read and write, and also teach them about value systems. And also teach them about the real qualification for education, which is questioning, which is cause and effect, which is laws. So we have a whole system we have built to take the whole of Nigeria through that process in 1 year. The only problem that I've not been able to resolve right now is what will be the attitude of politicians. Would they allow me to work? That's the only problem I'm right now having. But apart from all that, I don't have any other problem. The system has been created. But, because the country, so there are some things you cannot just do. We need the support of politics and policies and politicians. So, but if the politicians will understand me and will hear me and will listen, then we are going to have a new Nigeria in our lifetime.
Amen.
So, but the point I'm just trying to make is that system is everything. System is everything. You can build system to resolve any problem. So let's go do that again. System is what helps us to have a definite result that is stable, that is predictable, that is automatic, but it must be built by somebody. And the way to build it is to first of all know the algorithms, the laws and the principles that are behind that thing you want to build. Pay the price of going through it and building it. And then once you have built a system, it functions like this. We need to build a system for our sewage system, We need to build a system for mad people. So that a system is their ecosystem whereby no madman will. If you look at Africa, if you have been to Africa, people are, I'm talking of human beings, could go naked in the streets in Africa. And nobody will even budge. Everybody just going their own way. They're just living their own lives. People, human beings. That is what human beings is? The image and likeness of God. And you will see not just one, by accident. They will be like thousands in a country or in a city. And nobody, politicians are sleeping at night. You have human beings, and politicians are sleeping at night. Christians are sleeping at night. What are you telling me? Are we humans? I'm not sure. That's why I must go back to Africa. We need to build a system that will be in control of mad people, that will be able to clean them up, collect them, minister love to them, help them. Everything needs a system in Africa. And that's why I say one of the best things we could do is to introduce system building into our secondary school curricula. Then make sure that our kids, while they were still in secondary school, they start building apps and startups and using systems to resolve some of these things. We have a lot of work to do, and the only way for us to catch up with all the challenges at hand is to teach as many people as possible to work by system, to build systems.
To become history makers.
Yes, to become history maker that learn how to work by system and build system, to use system to resolve our many, many problems. So I'm going to ask you a quick question. What have you understood from this definition of what is a system? Anybody wants to say anything? Oh, you wanted to say something? Right, go ahead and talk.
No, all right. I think
Sorry,
it's
I was just lost in my own.
It's all right. Yes, thank you. I think I'm just learning a lot. I think one of them is when you talked about God as the one who sets up system. The whole universe is a big system, and everything runs like the original discussion about what a system is. And Genesis, I think as you just thought about Genesis chapter 2, the Bible says, and God created the heavens and the earth, and on the seventh day God rested from his work. Amen.
And why was he able to rest? Because
rested.
a system.
So he rested. So the Sabbath, which is a major thing for us Christians, we don't even know why the Sabbath is there. The system of rest that God had is because the system, he has set up a system
that
which is stable,
itself,
predictable, and is automatic.
Yes,
so
and
it reproduces itself. So yeah, that's just what I wanted to say.
Beautiful. Yeah, beautiful. Profound. But I want to know if you people understand systems the way I've described it, or maybe it's not clear enough. Can anybody say in his own, what you got in your own words? What do you think these systems are? Anybody wants to say? Just raise up your hand if you want to describe what system is. It's there. Just say it in your own words. I just want to know what you got. Think about it. You see, when I'm saying it, you people get excited. I want you to say it.
I would say system is system will help us to get definite and successful results. Anything that is being put in place to help us to get a positive result. That is we don't have to worry about how is the outcome going to be. It's going to successfully repeat itself.
Now you've been in Europe, you've been living in Canada in the West for like 20-30 years.
Yes.
Now see what I'm going to say now is about all of us, right? And it's not personal. Can you see how annoying it is that we Africans, we come to Europe and ask to become refugees because they have put systems in place? We see that things are working, and what is annoying for me is that our people are just satisfied that, oh, I got residence. You are rejoicing that you got residence. Or I got this country's passport. So what kind of human beings we will say we are? So, and we have 14 million of us thinking like that. Just you are rejoicing, not that we are now capable of creating our own system. So, not that now we got it, we got these people's secrets.
Like I said earlier, sir, that when my husband
Your
finished,
husband,
and
he wanted to do it.
he had this knowledge of how to piece his engine.
Can he still walk?
He's 70 years older. He can piece his engine. Like, I mean, we don't have to worry when we are driving a car and he broke down on the road. He will fix it. His uncle hired him, Chifalai, to help him fix all his tractors. It's a long story. The only 2 tractors that was assigned to my husband were the only 2 tractors that worked in his farm. We got home, there was no help.
And that's what we are saying. The person whose name she just mentioned, which I will not repeat, that person used to be in government.
Yeah.
That person used to be about the 3rd or 4th person, maybe 4th person in Nigeria.
Yes.
And he couldn't use this man
No.
to put a system like I'm saying now. Because our people don't think system. And the man is a professor. The man is educated. The man used to be the central bank director or governor. He used to be the secretary to the federal government.
Yep.
And he had somebody who is a cousin coming. He would have put our industry, machine production industry in place since that time, since the 80s.
Yeah.
But because our people don't think in terms of systems to maintain, to create a system of, you said go to my farm and fix my tractors.
Yeah.
Is that what somebody coming from Canada is supposed to be doing?
That was why we ran back.
What else is
came
something?
back.
Yeah.
So many people like that have these great ideas. And
So our whole problem is the whole thing of our approach to life. We are still approaching life from that angle of survival, making it, income, and status, instead of understanding how life functions again, and being able to remodel life, create life, and put system in place for things to function. Anyway.
I understand
System.
the system to be something that, well, as stated there, it's something that is giving peace of mind, because when we have anything running smoothly without disturbances, we're also looking at sustainability on the other hand, so that at least we can maintain, because even if there are countries that have their systems in place, but they still need, to sustain those systems. And for those systems, like systems in place, I am learning that there are things that we have been exposed to, but because there is lack of systems, so we don't know how to. We have not learned to appreciate systems, especially in Africa, because
that's the whole problem. That's the whole problem.
The very people that sit, at the top of everything, they keep on distracting the systems. They keep on making us not to appreciate that we have smooth systems. Like, for instance, I'm appreciating my country as
Better
you are
now.
talking, as you're talking about some other things that we have, other African countries don't have. But they will be coming to brainwash us. Like, for instance, I'm in a system, like I was saying here.
Education system.
I have a school that, I put systems together, aligning them to what is there. But I'm seeing that what we have there is nothing than the system that, I can come up with here and try and implement, so that, it brings life and changes. Even this government that is there, looking at what our school will be capable of putting a new system altogether, will admire and see that model, they can follow.
Beautiful.
So, systems are good.
Okay, you want to say something? So what do you understand system to be so far?
A couple of things.
Okay.
The way I understand it is, system is a combination of, because before you have a system, will need to have a structure in place.
Beautiful. Hey, you are getting ahead. I've not even mentioned that yet, but you are smart. You are getting ahead. He's getting ahead of me.
So you kind of like you have structures,
Yes.
but you now also have to put a process in place together with the structure.
Have you read the book?
No.
No. Beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah, and so the combination of the different structures and the process.
Yes.
Once you put once you automate that combination of
Structures and
the
processes.
structure and process, it becomes because of systems. And the reason I said this is because going back to
Brilliant.
Going back to
You're
Africa,
getting it right.
going back to Africa and Nigeria in particular, is that let me put it, we have a system, but unfortunately the system is a negative system, and it's a system.
It's a system by itself too.
Yeah, it's a system by itself because it's a system that kills. It's a system that kills ideas. A system that
backwards.
Yeah, it's a backward system that destroys. And that's why somebody like the man you've the CV you just read to us now.
Yes,
that's why he's in Europe.
He couldn't get any
and he will
help
never
at
go
all.
back. Why? Because he knows that once he goes back, that is the end of his. Because the system that we have unconsciously developed will destroy that. Because I remember far back, so a couple of years back now, whereby I and a group of people then in Lagos, we came together and we just thought of an idea on how to build, how to come up. I didn't even know whether it was a system there or what, but how to build something that would just like keep the environment clean and now scale it up. So we came together, we drafted it, and we did a proposal to the then Commissioner of Environment, and that was the end. You will never see that. Why? Because maybe you don't have money to bribe, or somebody else might take your idea, just implement it for 2-3 months, take billions, and that would be the end of the program. But one thing that struck me was when I came to UK and I saw the transportation system that they've put in place, and I was privileged to work in some governmental projects and discovered the amount of revenue the UK generate alone from just transportation. It was mind-blowing because we knew